remain bullish overall?
I am. I think rates stay low. I think the leaders of the market continue to outperform. We do have some IPOs which are telling the investor base that there is demand for new securities. And I think with the rates staying low, growth is at a premium, and I think that stays away through the year.
Do they need to go lower this week, or as long as there's an indication of dovishness, that's enough?
I think that's an indication. I think the Fed is going to try brutally to stay independent here. I think they've gotten lucky because QE, we're kind of in the middle of it already, so they have some room on the other end because we're not at rates near zero, so they have some time. I think the independence stays the way it is, and they don't cut rates this week.
When you say the leaders will continue to lead, who specifically are you talking about?
I mean, I hate to be on top of the FANG stocks, but I think they're going to continue to outperform. We saw acceleration in the best companies in the last quarter when they reported. The Workdays of the world, the SaaS stocks, the cloud stocks, they have accelerated their growth, and I think you'll continue to see that through the summer, and I think the leadership stays the same.
Lindsey, if people are looking for a more defensive option, which sectors would you look to?
We like healthcare. This sector has underperformed so far year to date, but we've seen it pick up a little bit. I mean, the news today on M&A, it's a big year for healthcare M&A, especially within the biotech space. You do have more drugs being approved under the Trump administration, so that's certainly a positive for the sector. And you have to remember, healthcare, if you're worried about what the second half of this year is going to look like, if you're worried about trade, if you're worried about the Fed not cutting and doing their insurance cut, this is a sector to be in because healthcare was the only sector that ended up in the second half of last year versus all 11 sectors in the S&P 500.
I mean, Mark, I think if we're going to talk about the action today, you have to talk about the New York Manufacturing Activity Index. What happened there, and how do we interpret it?
I mean, I think we've been talking for a while that things are slowing. I think we have a president who likes to tweet about tariffs, so there's a lot of disengagement from people investing, and I think you're seeing that flow through the numbers. I think it is a little bit, like you said, upsetting because that is the overall market's tone right now. I think the growth sectors stay growthy and some of the value sectors stay value, and that's been, and I think will continue to be the theme.